These are UFC rematches that are never going to happen. We're never going to see these fights, and we got to live on with that. But let's talk about it, because the first one is Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. A fight that had its time and place right after Alex Pereira knocked out Jir Prochazka, I think the first or second fight. He called out Israel Adesanya. He said, "Hey, come to daddy, Israel Adesanya." And Israel Adesanya replied with a LOL, bro. Nah. It would have been a perfect time and place, light heavyweight for the belt, a free title shot for Israel Adesanya. He was, I think he said he was going to be retired to 2027 or something like that. And ever since then, Israel Adesanya, his trajectory in the UFC has just been down. Right now, he's going to fight Joe Pyfer. It hasn't happened as of yet. And who knows how that fight's going to go? He might end up being 15 ranked, Israel Adesanya, like from 10 to 15, while Alex Pereira is going to heavyweight, going for his third title. The parallels in their trajectory in the UFC is just astonishingly different, where I can't really see this fight going down a third time. It can go down if Israel Adesanya goes to light heavyweight and wins the title, but to say he's gonna do that is just such a long stretch, which I think the percentage of it happening is very low. That's why I'm willing to say this fight is never going to happen, despite how interested I still am for this fight. Let me know down below if you're interested in this fight. Next fight is, I wonder if you guys could tell who these people are by their silhouettes. The first one is Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Now, I kind of fucked up while making this, because in my mind, Alex Pereira already KO'd Cyril Gane. Now, I might be foolish. That might be foolish of me for assuming that that's going to happen. Cyril Gane is still a great opponent for Alex Pereira. Big threat to Alex Pereira. Big, no, not KO artist, but still a heavyweight guy in heavyweight who has been a heavyweight for a long time. Great kickboxer. Eye poker, too. So, if Cyril Gane loses to Alex Pereira, Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane is never going to happen. Like, none whatsoever. Like, Tom Aspinall has probably 2 fights left in his contract. That's going to be the winner of Gane Alex, which is probably going to be Alex. I hope it's Alex. I don't want to live in a world where Alex doesn't win that fight or gets KO'd. I'm probably going to stop YouTubing. But theoretically, if Gane loses, Tom Aspinall is never going to see him. And I would love to see that fight, just because in my mind, I'm still thinking, oh, Tom Aspinall. I want to see how that fight goes down, because I was rewatching that fight recently. And in my, oh my God, bro. I understand the hatred for Cyril Gane just because that fight was so fun. It was so fast for a heavyweight fight when we just been getting slop after slop, blah, blah, blah. That fight was so fun. And I still would love to see the rematch, but the difference is Tom Aspinall was 2 fights left. Cyril Gane is not going to get another title shot. Hopefully not. We don't know, but he's 5 fights, 5 title shots now. And it's most likely going to be the winner of Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta that's going to fight the winner of Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira. That's probably going to be the next one. And then after that, Tom Aspinall's done with the UFC. He goes to live his best life at boxing, goes make a good 10 mil, and then he's just gonna retire, and he's gonna be working at his gym with his father. Like, that's fine. But I can't see a world where Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane fight again. Like, really, there has to be so much things that fit in place. Like, Tom Aspinall wins, beats Alex Pereira, and then calls out Cyril Gane for Cyril Gane's 6th title fight, which is like, why would you do that? Who's gonna accept that? UFC is probably gonna allow it, but I don't want to see it, right? Next fight, it's Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Now, I'm talking about the 4th. I'm talking about, like, the trilogy has to happen. I'm talking about the quadrilogy. The 3rd one we already know is going to happen. Sooner or later is going to be announced. And after that one, after Volkanovski 5-0s Diego Lopez, or, maybe a KO, but I don't think so. I don't think we need to see a 4th fight. I think that's so irrelevant. That's so unnecessary. But it is what it is. We get it, right? Next one is Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. Now, on a little bit more serious note, Alexander Volkanovski can go up a division. He is champ, so he probably doesn't need to fight a number 1 contenders fight, and he could probably just go and fight Ilia Topuria after just Justin Gaethje White House event, maybe after Armin or something like that. But on all due respects, he could go up a division and fight Ilia Topuria. Now, I don't think he should. I wouldn't say he should. Don't think he would necessarily, but I would still love to see this fight. Now, I do think there's a more diminished Volkanovski than it was in the first fight, but I think so much asterisks hold on the first fight where Alexander Volkanovski got head kick KO by Islam Makhachev and then did a 3 to 4 month turnaround to fight and get KO'd by Ilia Topuria, which is like no surprise. And people are saying that Ilia Topuria was gonna knock him out eventually, which, yes, maybe kind of. It's hard to say he would or wouldn't when Alexander Volkanovski is just so good at being evasive. Yeah, he got trapped against the cage, but that's him knowing and not being able to prepare properly for Ilia Topuria or power puncher after getting KO'd and not being able to hard spar. Like, there's so much speculations. Would I like to see this fight go down? I'd be excited for it, but I don't want it. We don't need it. I think the world is fine not seeing another Alexander Volkanovski getting slimed out in the floor, right? Next one. I do not know who these people are. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. This fight Charles Oliveira getting the cut in his eyebrow and having to pull out is the reason the Volkanovski got head kick KO'd in 4 minutes by Islam Makhachev. If Oliveira never got the cut in his eyelid like a week before the fight was about to happen, this dude would have stepped up for the rematch. A rematch I was dying to see because Oliveira does that fucking shooter box flying knee, jump knee, switch knee. That's where Islam kind of chinned and fell to the ground and then went for a Dars or whatever it was. And Oliveira tapped 17 times. It's so embarrassing to go out that way. And I would have loved to see a rematch where Oliveira does not just be a big buffoon goofball with low IQ and just does that. I would love to see this rematch, one where Oliveira's taking it a little bit more patiently, being a little bit more strategic. Because I do think he could hang with Islam Makhachev in the feet. I mean, on the feet and then maybe on the ground. It's hard to say. Because we saw Oliveira versus Arman, and I can't say it would have been too much different if Islam really went for an approach where he's wrestling heavy and being threatful on the feet. Nowadays, I'm not saying it's going to be competitive. Now I think Islam kind of does wash him, especially at 170. And I can't see Oliveira moving to 170. He's not champ. So if he wants to go fight Islam, who is the champ, at 170, there is a potential that Islam loses his belt and then they both fight as a top 5. But more likely than not, Oliveira needs to move to 170 and get a win or two, and I do not see him beating Michael Morales, Ian Gary, Carlos Prates, or Sean Brady, a Joaquin Buckley, even. Like, I can't see these people really losing to Oliveira. Like, it's possible, but they're just such a different size and muscle, and maybe if Oliveira bulked up, he could fight at Islam. I just don't see it ever happening, and Islam Makhachev is never going down to 155 ever again. I cannot see it unless it's for like the belt again against Ilia, but I would have loved to see this fight when it was going to be planned for a rematch, and it's too late now. I would not want to see this fight. Next one, Islam Makhachev will continue with him versus Arman Tsarukyan. They fought when they were little tadpoles, little babies. And this would be, if Islam Makhachev should have stayed at 155, I would have loved to see this fight. I would have loved to see him against Ilia. But he didn't have a fight with Ilia. It wouldn't be no rematch, so no reason to be in this fight. In this slideshow. But Arman Tsarukyan, he held his own as a tadpole against Islam Makhachev, and now that he's grown into his physique more, now into the division more, now that he's gotten more experience, more involved, his striking got better. He has axe kicks, he has submission defense that Oliveira didn't submit him and he got off from Oliveira like some Max Holloway couldn't do. Arman is legit, and I would have loved to see this fight, this rematch. And it's never going to happen. I also don't think Arman's going to go up to 170, and I don't see Islam going down to 155. I also can't imagine Arman, who could have, according to the PI, could cut to 145, go to 170, and do good. Can he? Maybe. But he's already maxed out muscle-wise, and he's still short. So I wish this fight would have happened. It's a rematch we're never going to get, which is very disappointing, which is the majority of this video, I guess. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it so far. Next fight, it is Joshua Van versus Pantoja. Now, this one might come off a little mean, I guess, but I don't think the UFC really wants to give Pantoja that shot, that chance, that ability to become champ again. The UFC, I imagine, is trying to do the best to avoid Pantoja on top again, because the second Pantoja lost, that's when we got Van, that's when we got Kiyoshi Horiguchi, Cap, Lorna Kavanaugh, and that's when I feel like the UFC sees this growth in that division. It's like, yo, nah, let's keep Unk away from the top. More likely than not, I could imagine a world where either Joshua Van is no longer champ, so it's going to be Pantoja versus Tatsuro Taira or Cap or whoever it is, or I could see another world where Pantoja does not get a chance to fight for the belt, and he might lose. He's older now. He's should be 37, 38, which is he beat somebody at 36, so it's not a big difference. But I think this new generation is a little bit more threatful with the power punching, with the good skillfulness, with the well-roundedness that maybe someone like a Kai Kara France or a Kai Sakura wasn't. So it might be harder for Pantoja to touch that belt. I just don't see this fight going down, basically what I'm trying to say. I think they're trying. I think the UFC is gonna try to keep his Pantoja away from being champ. And right now, Van is champ, and I just maybe this fight will never happen. That's my opinion. Let me know down below what you think. Next one is Joshua Van versus. I mean, you could tell by the haircut. Jesus Christ, Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson got knocked out by Alex Perez. Yeah, he just beat Bruno Silva. But holy shit, man. I would be so pissed off if I'm Charles Johnson, the guy who knocked out Joshua Van, and I'm barely ranked. I'll be so mad. I'm like, I'll be yapping at that door, and I don't see Joshua Van who got knocked out. Maybe he will call him out, something like somehow just like how Sean O'Malley called out Cheeto Vera. Like it'll be unworthy. Unworthy. I don't know if that's the proper choice, but it'd be uncalled for, maybe. Either way, I just don't see Charles Johnson, who really struggled with Bruno Silva at places, even though it was kind of like a quick turnaround after getting knocked out. Someone like Manel Cap and Van styled. Was it Van? Was it Van? Well, whatever. So they styled on Bruno Silva. They styled on him. They were. Oh yeah, it was Van. Van TKO'd him at the end of round 3, I think. Like, and then you compare that to Charles Johnson, who was a little bit, I mean, competitive, but there's asterisks to it. But still, like, I just can't see Charles Johnson really going up the rankings too far. Maybe he'll be able to beat up a Brandon Moreno, but I think he'll struggle with a Brandon Royval. It'd be weird. I just don't see this fight gonna happen. You know, Charles Johnson also old. Next one, Charles Johnson continue with this same kind of idea. Cavendish, Loner Cavendish. Same thing. 2 people you knocked out have crazy, like, he's ranked number 6 now. Joshua Van's champ. I'm out here missing the top of my head, and I gotta watch this full-haired kid just jump me in the rankings because he got lucky. He beat Brandon Moreno. That's not luck. That's skill right there. But still, I don't see this fight ever happening. Maybe again, it was like same thing with Joshua Van, where Cavendish is like, nah, I want that lick back. Give me Charles Johnson, maybe. But Charles Johnson, again, I can't see him going too far in the rankings. I could see him going back down out the rankings. It really depends on whether you think Charles Johnson is going to continue to go up, win. It's hard to say. I just can't see it winning. This one, can you tell who these people are? Because the first one is Max Holloway. Next one is Ilia Topuria. Now, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I forgot when the last time he fought against Oliveira was. It literally just happened. I could see this. I could see Max Holloway doing so well against Ilia Topuria at 155. I really could. He could stand on his punches a little bit better. He's gonna be less weight drain. Maybe a little stronger to get up. Maybe in the pocket. Maybe in the clinch, he'll be a little stronger than Ilia Topuria at 155. Maybe his chin is a little better. But Max Holloway is in a weird position where he just kind of got shown that he's still kind of a little weak by Oliveira. You know, he got manhandled, he got picked up, he got dumped. He couldn't escape none of the hugging, for lack of a better term, from Charles Oliveira. So when we have him in the division where now he lost one and is away from the title, kind of relatively far away from the belt, and to rematch Ilia Topuria, now he has to go through someone like maybe a Gamrot, who could emulate what Oliveira did pretty well. All he needs to do is just constantly wrestle. Or someone like Arman Tsarukyan, I think, just demolishes Max Holloway. As before, it would have been a competitive fight in my mind. Now I'm thinking, shit, man. Arman Tsarukyan is a way better grappler, just wrestler I'm talking. Wrestling. And his ground and pound is much more vicious than Charles Oliveira. I can't see Max Holloway getting through Arman to get to Ilia in that weird place. And I think Max Holloway is kind of far away from the belt. Find a rematch. I can't see Ilia Topuria being in the sport for too long where Max Holloway will kind of get 2 or 3 more wins and put him back in a position where that rematch makes sense. But it could have happened. But for now, it's a never, bro. I don't see this fight happening. As much as I would like it, I don't even think I would like it. I think it will be the same thing as the first fight. Next fight. All right. This one breaks my heart. Corey Sandhagen versus Peter Yan. And you could put Merab or Umar here too. But I want to say Peter Yan because this one breaks my heart the most. Their first fight was so fun. So fun. Where I'm thinking about, those are one of the fights where I constantly like, if I'm gonna travel, if I'm gonna be on, like, if I'm gonna be flying for 6+ hours, I downloaded a bunch of fights on my phone. I download Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. I download every Jiri fight, every Alex fight. I download a bunch of like the fun Ilya Topuria nowadays, Oliveira nowadays. I download any fight that I think is fun, and this is a staple. This is one of those fights where I'm downloading it for sure, so I could watch it in the plane while I'm just there for sitting down. This is a movie to me. This is watching, and I'm thinking, wow, he really fucking set that up in round one. Holy shit! Yeah, that spinning shit set up a while ago, and now he's really finally being able to capitalize. And I'm talking about Peter Yan. Oh my god, that those fucking punches, that elusiveness, the footwork from Corey Sandhagen. Holy shit, this is so fun. I don't think we're never gonna see this fight ever again. Corey Sandhagen is the furthest thing away from the title right now, sadly enough. There's a line, there's a queue, and it does not have Corey's name so far. Yeah, Sean O'Malley has Umar, and then from there on out, it might be a Batista off a couple more wins. Corey Sandhagen probably needs 2 more wins or something like that, which in a very stacked division is hard to say. I would love to see this fight. I just don't think Corey Sandhagen is such a different man nowadays. I don't even know if that fight would be better than the I don't know if the sequel is gonna be better than the original. Ugh, but yeah, Corey Sandhagen's 34, I think. I don't know how old Peter Yan is. I don't know actually. I know he's still young. Corey Sandhagen's 34, 35, so he's a little bit in late 30s, mid 30s. He's ending the prime, especially for these lighter folks. I would love to see it again. It's not written in the stars. Right, next fight. This one is Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Now, I will talk shit about Israel Adesanya. I like him, but his coping mechanism to why not take the Alex Pereira trilogy has always been, I got the last win. That's all that matters. And I feel like Alex Pereira is going to try to do the same thing with Magomed Ankalaev. Not that he necessarily needs to win. Not that he needs to prove anything. Getting a 90-second TKO or KO is more valuable to me than a boring split decision. I think it was 5-round decision. So there's nothing that Alex Pereira needs to prove. So it's not really the same thing. I just compare it because I don't think Alex Pereira really cares to have this fight. It is below him. I don't think he needs it for his legacy. I don't think he needs it. Magomed Ankalaev, they're 1-1. They're not like, it's not uneven. And Alex Pereira left with the better win. But was it a fluke? That's the only reason this fight could happen again. I don't know. This one's a weird one. This is a weird one. I don't necessarily want to see this fight. I don't care for it. Alex Pereira, it's just a fight that's never going to happen. I know a lot of people wanted to see a trilogy. Anybody who was really writing over Ankalaev, who I do like Ankalaev, maybe not at that moment when they were fighting, but the fan base was really cheering on Alex versus Magomed 3, and I just never saw it happening. I never saw a reason for it. I never saw a desire for it. Had a desire for it. Like, people would really argue that Magomed Ankalaev is a better win than him going and getting a third belt, which is like, in what fucking world? But next one, and I think this is the last one: Hamza Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. And you might be thinking, do we need that? And I don't think we need it. But at the same time, Hamza Chimaev has struggled the most with Usman and Burns. And Burns is too out of his prime right now, where Usman is the only person who I could see really putting up a threat. Even nowadays, after what he done to Joaquin Buckley, and yeah, it's been like a year or so or more, Usman still has it. And he got offered DDP at light heavy, middleweight. And then from there, if he won that fight, which, I mean, not saying that he could emulate Hamza Chimaev better or at the same rate now with his like old man knees, Usman, but I think he still could have probably had a good chance against DDP if he really wanted to go and be grapple heavy. Maybe DDP is a little too strong for him, but I think I would have loved to see that try. And Usman, if he just got that win over DDP, which probably would have been a 3-rounder, easier to hold him down, less time to hold him down, and then we could have had this rematch. And then it would have been a real prepared, a real not short notice Usman versus Hamza. And I think I would have liked that more than like, I don't know. I don't know if I would have liked Usman versus Islam or Usman versus Hamza more. I think I like Usman versus Hamza more. I don't know. It's hard to say. Let me know down below. But we're never gonna get this rematch. I think there was a perfect timeline where we could have had it if Usman took that DDP fight and won, and then got challenged the middleweight belt. I think that would have been a perfect timeline for Usman for this fight. And honestly, the way the first fight went, Usman, I thought it was a draw. Usman got 10-8 the first round and then went and won round 2 and 3. That's how I had it. Now, it didn't go that way. Maybe people don't see it that way. But that's how I remember it. Now, I might be wrong, but 5 rounds. Usman that's going in there more confident in his striking, knowing that he's not going to get choked out, knowing that he could handle the grappling, and Hamza, maybe he has better improved cardio, which he probably does. It might be a closer fight, or it might be a crazy wash. Either way, I would have liked this. And that was our last one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far. Please let me know down below who I'm missing, what fights you would have seen. And that's kind of just it. I'm always bad at ending these stuff. Bye. See you tomorrow.